I don't want to freak you out, but they really can see everything you do. Well, not everything, but they know more about your online activity than you might expect, all because of a wonderful little marketing tool known as a pixel. But what's a pixel? Well, if you're not already in the know, you'll just have to watch this video. No worries though, I'll keep it short, simple, and as painless as possible, so stick around. Hello and welcome back. I'm Topher McGuire with WebFolkster, and on this channel, I like to bring out the latest and greatest information so that entrepreneurs, agencies, and businesses can get the most out of their digital marketing. I like to share tips, tricks, hacks, and strategies on everything from web design and app development to social media marketing and everything in between. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing. And if you do, be sure to smash that bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Also, at any time during the video, you can check out the description below where I list out all my research notes and links related to the video. And for transparency purposes, if you click on any of those links below that lead you to making purchases, I am compensated for that. I get a very small commission, and that's what keeps this channel going. So now let's get to that video. Okay, so in the world of marketing, or I should say digital marketing, you hear words like tracking pixel or just pixel, and they're thrown around quite a lot. And at times, there's no context behind them as to what the heck they mean. So before we get into this any further, let's start with the basics. So, question, have you ever been scrolling through Facebook and an ad shows up for something you were literally just talking about? That is so weird, right? I mean, come on, what the heck? And while Facebook isn't actually reading your mind, at least not yet, they are using what we call a tracking pixel. What is a tracking pixel? Well, marketing pixels, also known as the tracking pixel, are essentially these tiny snippets of code that allow you to gather information about a visitor on a website, how they browse, what types of ads they click on, and so on. This behavioral data helps me as a marketer send the user ads that are likely to be most interesting to them. Tracking pixels are used to measure a marketing campaign's performance, to track conversions, and to help you build up your audience base. So now that you have the general overview of what a pixel actually is, let's talk about the different types. Don't stress too much though. There's only two we're going to pretty much be focusing on, and that is the retargeting pixel and the conversion pixel. So to start off with, the retargeting pixel focuses solely on the behavior of your website's visitors. An example would be, let's say you're shopping online for a new pair of shoes, and then you go on to another entirely different website like Facebook and notice that all the pop-up ads and the ads that show up in your feed are shoe related. That's how retargeting pixels work. They're basically monitoring your behavior online in order to tailor ads they think will catch your attention on other websites. Pretty cool, right? Next is the conversion pixel. Now, a conversion pixel comes into play once the purchase has actually been made. They're responsible for tracking the sales from a specific ad campaign. In order to gather additional correct data, these conversion pixels need to be placed within the code in a order confirmation page or like an automated thank you page or something like that. You typically find this in your inbox after buying something. And so conversion pixels also allow marketers to identify the source of their conversions, which is really powerful for ongoing ad campaigns. And then to also measure the success or failure of specific campaigns. So why are pixels valuable? Well, as we mentioned before, pixels allow you to better understand your users' online behaviors and shopping patterns. And by using pixels, marketers are able to track useful metrics like digital ad impressions, email opens, sales conversions, and pretty much any other type of activity related to their campaign. They also extend the impressions on to this potential customer by showing them related paid ads, even after they've left your website. It's like a win-win situation. The downside, unfortunately, the use of tracking pixels isn't popular with everyone. Data protection advocates frown upon this marketing tool because it gathers extensive information about a user without their knowledge. And some critics even argue that pixels violate user privacy and allow spammers to more easily access personal data. That's why it's important to give your users the option to opt out. So next, we're going to talk about some best practices when it comes to a tracking pixel. All right, so now that you're a little bit more familiar with what a tracking pixel is, let's take a look at some of the best practices when using one. First and foremost, you need to be selective and intentional. Quality over quantity is so important here. Don't attach a pixel to every single user for every single page of your website. Absolute overkill. The next thing you're going to want to do is be cautious in the use of it and how frequently it is placed on your site. Pixels can slow down your site, and a slow site means that those site visitors that you got there with paid traffic are going to bounce off and you're going to waste your time and money. Also keep targeted campaigns in mind. Don't waste time tracking pixels on demographics you're not aiming for. Crazy to do that, right? Finally, respect a user's privacy and allow them to opt out if they choose to. Well, all right, I'm pretty sure this video answered the question, what is a tracking pixel? I've also included some additional resource links below in the description related to tracking pixels, as well as other digital marketing related links. Go ahead and feel free to take a look down there. In the future, I also plan on doing a very descriptive video on how to specifically use and properly set up the Facebook tracking pixel for 2019, 2020. Also, if you have any questions or want to share anything at all, please comment below. And of course, if you got something out of this video, give it a big thumbs up. And so what I'd like to do here is just put this out there as far as if I was watching this video, the biggest thing that I would take away from it is that size is not everything. And by that, I mean a tracking pixel is such a tiny little speck. I mean, it's practically an invisible piece of technology, but it plays such a huge role in our current and our future digital marketing. And so never underestimate the power of the pixel.